So thank you very much, Chris, and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to acknowledge that we're all treaty people and that we're meeting on Treaty 8 traditional territory, land that is of an historic agreement involving mutuality and respect. We acknowledge that the county is an area and is a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous people, including the Métis. We did reach out to Chief Ramona Horseman today, but she was unable to attend. It's good to be here again to talk with all of you, to look at our past year, and to talk about our plans for the upcoming year. A sincere thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, Dan and Chris and your team for hosting us. I'd like to introduce the members of my council, county council and senior leadership that are here and able to join us today. I ask that you stand as I say your name, but I ask you to also hold your applause until the last person is named. Sorry, I was going to say Harold Bulford, but Harold sends his regrets this morning. Linda Waddy, who is our newest member of council. Linda. Daryl Beeston, I believe, is not able to join us either. Ross Sutherland, please. Bob Marshall and Karen Roosevelt. Our Chief Administrative Officer, Bill Rogan, along with our senior leadership team. Dale Van Volkenberg, our Director of Public Works. Nick Lapp, our Director of Planning and Development Services, and Kathleen Turner, who is our Acting Director of Community Services. Thank you for coming today. I also welcome council members from all of our neighboring communities. And I also want to take time to recognize the county employees that have joined us as well. Thank you to all of our county employees for your commitment to doing things better, more efficiently, and more innovatively, and for your dedication to always seeking ways to provide the best quality of life for the people in the county of Grande Prairie and this region. So as the Chamber is our host today, I think it's appropriate to begin to talk about the economy and the economic development initiatives in the county, the current climate, and the look to the future. In March, the Council approved the county's growth and economic development strategy, which is a proactive roadmap for attracting new investment and ensuring sustainable growth in the county and over the next 50 years. It also provides a sound framework for how best to utilize the land in the county to create economic opportunities. This strategy was designed with input from numerous individuals, residents, regional stakeholders, industry reps, and our business community, all who came together to share their ideas and priorities. Many of you took part in this exercise, and this strategy is a culmination of your voices. During the planning, stakeholders selected a growth option that provides the best mix of quality of life, cost of servicing, and protection of environmentally significant areas and valuable agricultural lands, while at the same time supporting economic activities. Stakeholders also set the direction for strategic growth. Agriculture, energy, forestry are key drivers of our economy. However, we are able to identify emerging opportunities for value-added agriculture, bioindustry, tourism, and commercial and retail development, which are all becoming increasingly important for our area. We invite you to visit our website to view the plan in detail and continue to reach out to our Economic Development Department to discuss these opportunities for you and your business. We anticipate that the Canadian government will be legalizing recreational cannabis this summer, and as such, the county is required to amend our land use bylaw to help prepare the community. Earlier this year, we asked for public input to gather your feedback to help shape changes to that bylaw. We are currently working on this and will keep you updated as we move forward. Many of you have noticed the construction of a new building at 4 Mile Corner. This is the second phase of development of the Grande Prairie Rail and Multimodal Logistics Park. And there's an announcement forthcoming on the opening of a new materials handling facility. The next phase of development will include additional road to rail and manufacturing facilities. Hand in hand with economic development, planning is the planning within our local communities to ensure we have the support, services, and facilities in place for families and the individuals living and working here. The opening date of the new Whispering Ridge School in Clermont is scheduled for this fall. The county has invested into a play school for this facility, which will be staffed by County Family and Community Support Service employees, as well as crosswalks in this area to address pedestrian and traffic safety on our increasingly busy roads. We're not just seeing busy roads within our communities, but also on our local and provincial roads. As you're aware, this reflects the growing economy, and all signs show that this is not slowing up. In 2015, we gave out 12 well servicing permits. Last year in 2017, that number jumped by nearly 900% to 105. And for the year 2018, so far there's been a total of 141 permits for drilling rigs, service rigs, and well service moves combined. This year we continue to see the increased applications for building permits. The demand for new residential, commercial, and industrial development is increasing. We've seen a 65% increase in housing starts from last year, and values for residential and non-residential construction combined have increased by 33%. Our 2018 budget recognizes how critical county transportation infrastructure is to our region and the province's economy and our overall well-being. As such, Council commits considerable investment to county roads and infrastructure projects. Our $152.7 million budget includes estimated expenditures of $78.3 million directed to general operations and $74.5 million towards capital. Over 65% of our capital budget is designated to our capital road construction and bridge program. This accounts for nearly 32% of our overall budget. In addition to this amount, we have dedicated another $18.3 million to road maintenance, signage, and miscellaneous construction. Over 2017 and 2018, Council invested an additional $20 million for road improvement projects in all 9 divisions. Clearly, keeping over 3,600 kilometers of roads well maintained is very costly. Heavy equipment causes a lot of wear and tear on roads. However, the county recognizes that this industry is essential to all of our communities, and that the industry relies on safe and well-maintained roads. And people traveling to and from work, families to school, or to recreation activities also depend on these roads. And I really must take this time to commend our Public Works Department and the crews for the extra hours that they have put in to keep our roads safe, cleared, and passable throughout this past winter. And their extra time they dedicated this spring to respond to repair several flooded rural roads and culverts that face damages due to rapid snowmelt. Excuse me. We have also partnered with Beaver Lodge, as well as Wembley and Hythe, to conduct a road needs assessment for paved roads in the county and these communities. We'll assess the roads, conditions, identify improvements, and estimate life expectancies. This will help us with our long-range planning and establish budgets for road maintenance and improvements. Affordable taxes are our priority, and as our municipality and region grow, so does the demand for services and programs, road construction, and of course infrastructure. All these are central to quality of life. The county was optimistic about a 0% increase to our 2018 mill rate. However, without notice, the province of Alberta made the decision to freeze linear assessment modifiers at the 2017 rates. The effect on that on the county's budget is significant. It was over $1 million of lost revenue. This year we had a municipal tax rate increase of about 1.8% to the average residential property owner. The average non-residential owner, will experience an increase of 0.82%, and average farmland taxes will increase by 2.68%. Council and administration are continually working to counter inflation and other economic factors that ultimately impact our budgets. Over the past few years, we have kept tax increases for our residents, businesses, and agricultural producers as low as possible, so that the county continues to be an attractive and affordable place to live and do business. Excuse me. Regional transportation links have also been a priority that the county has been actively working on over the past few years. The Chamber's Regional Hospital Gap Analysis has also highlighted the importance for regional public transportation system. This is vital to our communities and to our region on so many levels: health, recreation, economic development, to name a few. We are very pleased to partner with the city, Beaver Lodge, Sexsmith, Wembley, and Hythe on a regional handy bus feasibility study that the town of Wembley received a provincial grant for. If the outcomes of the feasibility study are favorable, there will be an enhanced handy bus service for seniors and those with disabilities in our communities, allowing them easier access to medical appointments and other outings. We've also partnered with these same communities on applying for the Rural Transportation Program grant. This is a 2-year pilot project, which, if successful, will make all of our communities more accessible and connected through a regional transit system. We're anticipating to hear back from the province soon as to whether our application was successful. As part of the amendments to the Municipal Government Act, municipalities are required to develop intermunicipal collaboration frameworks, or ICFs, with municipalities they share a border with. These show collaboration on planning and service delivery, as well as how services around the region are funded. We are developing single agreements with each municipality and are currently in discussions with our neighbors to develop these plans. Bilateral ICFs are preferred arrangements when municipalities have unique relationships with one another. This is the case with our relationship with neighboring municipalities. For example, we share certain services with some municipalities. However, those services may not be required for other communities. Those services may not be required for other communities, or their councils may choose to address them in another manner. And as such, we can support those unique needs of each of those communities, and each community maintains their autonomy in how they want to manage their own services. We also have a timeline for developing intermunicipal development plans with Wembley, Hythe, Beaver Lodge, and Sexsmith. Public consultation will take place this year and into 2019, with an anticipated completion around the fall of 2019. We will also have IDPs with the MD of Greenview, Saddle Hills County, and Birch Hills County. Our IDP with the city has been in effect since 1982, and we recently expressed our support to the city to undertake a comprehensive review and to update this plan. I sincerely appreciate the work of our hard work of our employees in moving these projects forward and invite the public's engagement in this process. IDP set the framework for coordinated land use planning, economic development, and servicing and transportation issues. We were successful in our grant applications to the province, which will assist us in the preparation of our ICFs and IDPs. The county is very committed to engaging our public in our decision making, and on this and a number of decisions we make throughout the year. We're currently developing a public participation policy and strategy to ensure we are engaging you, our stakeholders, in the most effective way and in ways that use your time efficiently and effectively, while ensuring you have a voice in county decision making. We have already had tremendous engagement from the public in many of our county initiatives, and as I've highlighted in this speech, we are looking to engage stakeholders to a much greater extent. So you see a lot of development going on above ground, but infrastructure below ground is just as critical to the quality of life in the county and our region. The West County water line will start this summer, and the regional water transmission line from Grand Prairie to Wembley will provide the town, as well as Dimsdale area, with a sustainable, high-quality drinking water source. The county invested $1 million in oversizing the line so it can accommodate those Dimsdale residents, and also into building a booster station in Dimsdale that will eventually become the distribution center for the area. Aquaterra will own and operate the transmission line once the project is complete in 2019. This line has been oversized to extend into the future, potentially servicing Beaver Lodge, Hythe, and Horse Lake First Nation. The Clermont Lagoon Discharge expansion project is also underway, which will support long-term growth in Clermont. The county also received federal and provincial government grants to construct a regional lift station in the hamlet of Clermont. This will ensure that there is adequate water and sewer handling facilities to strengthen the existing water system for all of Clermont and accommodate the future growth. The Hawker water line is also breaking ground this summer. This water line will service industrial developments on lands east of the county, both north and south of Highway 43, from the Crossroad Industrial Park to the Ritchie Brothers area. The Stormwater Master Plan with the Town of Sexsmith is underway and will provide a detailed analysis of how to manage drainage for the Town of Sexsmith and our nearby county lands. This is very important for existing and future developments and highly beneficial from a flood mitigation and planning perspective. Since 2016, the county, with our neighbors, the city and the MD of Greenview, have been working together on the Tri-Municipal Industrial Partnership, exploring opportunities to develop a world-class heavy industrial park south of Highway 40. In April, the partners signed an MOU, or a Memorandum of Understanding. We are thankful to the province for stepping up with its support in the form of a Community and Regional Economic Support Program, a grant. We'd also like to express our gratitude to the MD of Greenview for their leadership on this project, and to also to express that gratitude to our employees from all three municipalities for advancing this project. It is expected that this initiative will attract investment in infrastructure development from our region and help us be competitive on a global stage. We also have several programs underway to encourage innovation, cooperation, leadership, and environmental stewardship with agriculture. Over 60% of this year's agriculture budget is directed towards weed management, which includes managing weeds in county ditches and right-of-ways and mowing 7,200 kilometers of county ditches, and is highly important from an environmental, safety, and aesthetic perspective. Plans are underway for new infrastructure to support safety in our region. Our budget has addressed funding for a new fire hall for La Glace. Construction will begin this summer with completion around mid-2019. Council also funded a water tender for the Sexsmith Fire Department. Sexsmith provides fire response to a large area in the east of the county. The county has updated their service agreement with Sexsmith, which includes creating a district chief position to enhance the town's fire service. We're also continuing to work implementing the wildfire mitigation strategy in the county. The Bear Creek and Dunes area is a priority. Continuing our work thinning trees and removing dead and fallen trees in the Bear Creek area south and east of the city. This area presents a risk to nearby subdivisions and to the city, so it's essential that we are proactive. Over the years, the province has provided a great deal of support for this work. The county continues our partnership with Sexsmith, Wembley, Beaverledge, and Hythe, and Horse Lake First Nation to provide safety codes. And I'd like to address safety from a regional enforcement services perspective. Over the past several years, we have invested significantly in enforcement services, and we've taken a very innovative approach to address crime. The county has funded 6 enhanced RCMP officers, 4 of which work directly in the municipality, and the other 2 work at the Grand Prairie Crime Reduction Unit and the General Investigative Services Unit. And although it's not a requirement that the county fund these enhanced positions, it's been very successful in helping ensure public service, safety, and protection, not just in the county, but in the greater region. The county's Regional Enforcement Services Department is also one of the most comprehensive in the province and consists of several units that work closely together to offer a seamless service. The county was the first municipality in Alberta to introduce this integrated service model, and over the years, this model has been extremely effective, so much that other municipalities have followed suit. Although rural crime remains top of mind as a strategic priority for the county, we are pleased to hear that earlier this year that the crime rate has dropped, with criminal code offenses literally half in 2017 of what they were in 2015, and that crime is at a 6-year low in the county. This year, we were pleased to have co-hosted with the Provincial Emergency Exercise for Emergency Preparedness with the Alberta Emergency Management Agency in February at the county's Emergency Operations Centre. And we saw just last month how important, extremely important, that centre is. I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of the municipalities who are part of the Grande Prairie Regional Emergency Partnership, who came together when needed the most to help the City of Grande Prairie, Hythe and Sexsmith, when they were impacted by the recent spring floods. This situation could have been much worse without the collaboration that was in place. We're looking forward to the opening of the Grande Prairie Regional Hospital next year, but we're still advocating actively to replace the current aging hospital in Beaver Lodge. In light of the recent announcement that the government of Alberta will not be proceeding with its rural hospital model, we're very concerned about what that means for the future of the Beaver Lodge Hospital. And we have engaged the Ministers of Health and of Infrastructure to better understand the province's plans. At a recent meeting with the ministers, we were happy to hear that they have committed to not closing and will continue maintenance to this facility. We, along with our neighboring municipalities, remain committed to working with the province to see this facility move forward in a timely manner. The county and local partners, including the Chamber, were very successful with our advocacy efforts aimed at addressing species at risk. Each province and territory was to meet a federal government requirements to develop caribou range plans to restore about 65% of their habitat. The timeline was short, and there were many factors that needed to be addressed prior to creating a plan. In Alberta, this is a significant increase in habitat protection, and it had the potential to have a very serious implications for Alberta industries, our local communities, and our overall economy in the province. The province did agree not to rush a plan and to move and more closely engage stakeholders across the province and industries in developing a response. We're continuing to advocate for improvements to Highway 40. There's a great deal of activity on this road, and this area is a key economic driver for the region, province, and for the success of the Tri-Municipal Industrial Partnership project. As you are well aware, safety is a very serious concern. We're also advocating for the twinning of Highway 43 to the BC border, safety improvements to Highway 43 and the intersection of 733, and continued resource road funding. Other topics that we've been advocating are for tourism levy allocation, agriculture to be added to the school curriculum, provincial support for the Philip J. Currie Dinosaur Museum, and reducing crime. The county is continually looking for opportunities to reduce our footprint in our operations. We have a partnership with the University of Alberta to explore feasibility of geothermal energy for parts of the county. The second phase of this feasibility study is completed and the final draft is being compiled. The next scope of that phase is being developed. Our FCSS employees are active throughout our county and offer a vital service that focuses on enhancing the well-being of local families and individuals. This summer, we're offering a new FCSS youth program at locations throughout the county where youth do not have easy access to programming. And we've recently renewed our contract with Beaver Lodge to provide FCS services to their residents. These preventative programs and services support residents of all ages. We also target wellness and well-being with our support to sport, recreation, culture, and community organizations. These two are part of the glue that directly influence people's everyday lives. Council committed $5.4 million in community grants to groups in the county, the city, Beaver Lodge, Hythe, Sexsmith, and Wembley. And as I mentioned, there's a great deal of opportunity in tourism. Working with the Grande Prairie Regional Tourism Association, we provided the organization with an increase in our per capita funding for a total of nearly $40,000 for 2018, and new to them this year is a $25,000 grant. These investments will help the association in the operation of the Centre 2000 in order to expand our region's visibility. Along with our annual commitments to other facilities in the city, Our revenue sharing agreement with the city, which recognizes the use of city facility by county residents, is now in its 22nd year. This year, the agreement will provide approximately $1.25 million to the city of Grande Prairie. We continue to implement the Grande Prairie and Area of Recreation Master Plan, and the county has an exciting project underway that combines recreation and the environment that will be available to you and your families. The county has plans to remediate 2 gravel leases located on 130 hectares just south of Grande Prairie, north of the Beaupre River, and east of Highway 40. We will be creating a low-impact outdoor recreation area with new habitats and ecosystems. This is a great fit in our region, as outdoor recreation and environment are important to citizens. We have engaged an engineering firm to complete the detailed design of the Wapiti recreation area, and components of the site will be developed as funding becomes available. Which brings me to this summer's 2018 Alberta Summer Games, co-hosted by the county and the city. Around 2,000 volunteers are required for this event, which will bring 2,700 athletes to the region who will be competing in 13 sports. And my understanding is that they are still a little short for volunteers, so if you know of anyone, please ask them if they would volunteer for this very worthy cause. These games are tremendously important for the development of young people in our province and communities, and what a wonderful opportunity to showcase our region. We strongly encourage you to join the county and city and to be a volunteer. There are opportunities for whatever level of time you can give. So before I close, I'd like to take a moment to thank 2 individuals for their tremendous contributions and commitments to our community. Dan Piercy and Wayne Drysdale, both who have announced their retirements, but I know them both and I'm confident that we'll continue to work in our communities in numerous ways. Dan, with your guidance, the Chamber has been an outstanding partner to the county, working with us on our advocacy efforts, challenging us, keeping us informed about local priorities, keeping our region on the provincial and national radar, and taking the initiative to drive solutions. We have one of the strongest and most effective chambers in this province, and that is by no coincidence. That is commitment to a vision and following through on that. Dan, it has been an honor to work with you. Thank you again. In saying this, we'd like to also welcome the new Executive Director, Tanya Oliver, who will be joining the Chamber as the new CEO later this month. I'd also like to thank our MLA, Wayne Drysdale, for his years of work and dedication to our region and the people who live and work here. You have served in your position with integrity and a real desire to do the right thing and the smart thing for our region and for the province as a whole. So funding for our Ag Societies, Species at Risk legislation, the Grande Prairie Regional Hospital, Highway 43 bypass, the Philip J. Currie Dinosaur Museum, and the multimodal logistics site at 5 Mile are only a few examples of projects that Wayne has been successful in securing funding for or support for in the county and the region. He is always only a phone call away and always willing to help in any way he can. If it hadn't been for his persistence, unequivocal work ethic, and mutual respect from all of his government colleagues, many of these projects either wouldn't have been started or have come to fruition. Quiet in nature, but Wayne is one of the hardest working MLAs that I've known, and our region and the province is much better for it. So thanks again, Wayne, and I wish you and Sherry the very best. So once again, thank you to everyone for coming today, and I invite you to visit our website for more details about this speech or any other information that you heard, and check out the material in front of you that's on the tables, and come and talk to us at the county. We hope to see you all at numerous events around the county and in our region this summer.